Everybody, Steve here with Happy Heart Treasures in the middle of nowhere. Actually, it's not nowhere, it's Saskatchewan, Canada. It is September 2nd, and behind me there are dogs. And next to me is my son, Luke. Say hi, Luke. Luke is moving to Alaska. And we've talked about it before. If you follow our channel, you know this was coming, but Luke's moving to Alaska, and so I brought the GoPro along. It is a 6-day drive. We have 4 dogs back here who you will see plenty of. They are in crash tested kennels. They're all strapped down. The kennels are all strapped down, and they have air back there and everything, so they're fine. But we are full. And it is a 6 days of driving. Yesterday I did not film anything because literally we drove through South Dakota and North Dakota. There was not much to see. So we crossed over into Canada this morning, and we have driven 4.5 hours now. We have about 7 hours to go until we reach Edmonton, which is where our hotel will be tonight. And eventually we're going to make our way all the way over to Anchorage, Alaska. I think it's about 3,250 miles. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around there. It is farther to drive from Lincoln, Nebraska to Anchorage, Alaska than from Los Angeles to New York. So it's an adventure. I brought the camera. I don't know if I'll have 5 minutes of stuff or an hour and 5 minutes of footage, like for a video, because we don't really know what we're in for. Eventually we're going to see some mountains and stuff, but so far it's just like driving in Nebraska or anywhere else. There's our view right now. There's some cows. Hi, cows. So anyway, we are going to make this trip. We just left Moose's Jaw in Saskatchewan. Moose's Jaw, and we did have the dogs out for a little while, and here's a picture of the dogs by a bison statue. But yeah, we don't know what we're in for. Hopefully this trip will go really smooth. The first day and a half went really smooth, but we will film here and there, and hopefully have enough to make a video about that'll be somewhat entertaining. So stick around, and I guess see whatever we find on this trip. All right, we are in Battleford, Canada, and I thought, well, our next stop, getting the dogs out, we might as well introduce you to the dogs. It is smoky here, like you can smell it pretty thick. Everything's kind of hazy, you probably can't see it really well, but off in the distance, like everything's kind of haze. Anyway, we're gonna get the dogs out and let them do their stuff and run around a little bit here. Okay, hi puppies. Hi puppies. Oh, still? Okay. Is that on? See, you know what's up. Who knows what it is? We're switching, right? Yeah. All right, where are we at? All right, here we go. This is Mickey right here. This is Jasper right here. This is little Fable who got off her leash. Fable, come here.
Hi.
That ain't good. And then this is Ransom, who's excited. We got to take him and get him some bathroom time here. Ransom's around my leg. We're all over the place.
Ransom, come here.
There we go. I'm clear. Oh, we got... There. All right. Oh, found a hole. Did you find a hole, Mickey? And this is why we couldn't fly to Alaska to move, because you can't fly with these big old dogs, but they're good dogs. They've been very supportive and very cooperative. We are on day 2. Today was about 11.5 hours on the road. We have 4 more to go. And then we will stay in, where are we staying? Edmonton, Canada. Is that British Columbia or Alberta or
Alberta?
Yeah, I think it's Alberta. But yeah, tonight we have 2 separate rooms because we couldn't find a place to hold 4 dogs with us. So I will have Mickey right here, and I will have Ransom, a black dog, over there, and Luke will have Jasper and Fable because they have the most separation anxiety. So anyway, we're gonna let the dogs play a little bit before we hit the road again. So that's the doggies. I'm sure you'll see more of them in this video. Good boy. Can you say hi, Ransom? Can you say hi?
Here, do it to Mickey.
Huh?
Here, watch Mickey. Mickey. Here, sit. Sit. Good boy, Mickey. Sit. Wave.
Good boy. Fable, you know any tricks?
No. Pebble, can you spin? Spin, Pebble.
Good girl, yay!
Pebble, shake.
All right, we're gonna do our stuff here and hit on the road again so we can get to wherever we're going, Edmonton. So we'll catch up later. Hello everyone. I'm gonna give you an update. I'm walking into the sun. It's been a crazy 24 hours. I'm gonna try to get out of the sun. Last time we talked, last time I filmed, we had the dogs out and that was fun. The dogs are great, they've been great, but we've had a very stressful 24 hours. I planned on filming today, but that didn't happen. Let me give you some tips on hotel etiquette with dogs. All right, I was walking through I'd say kind of a creepy neighborhood a little bit, but the sun was shining and there's this median in the middle, all the trees and shade and stuff. So last night we got a hotel. It was the one night we were in Edmonton. It was the one night that we had separate rooms because we couldn't find a place to take all 4 dogs and us. Ended up being a Holiday Inn. It was pretty expensive and it was pretty bougie for us. We were trying to keep things simple. But here's what happened. So you saw the dogs. We have 3 big dogs, 1 little dog. And so what we did, we went in to check in. We left the dogs in the van and we went in to check in, and we got 2 rooms next to each other. No adjoining door, which is disappointing, but 2 rooms next to each other. And as we were going in, there was this couple and they had this stupid little white dog. The dog's probably, actually, okay, the dog's not stupid, but the owners had him walking through the lobby with them not on a leash, which I'm sorry if that's you, if you do that in a hotel, but I'm not sorry because the dog might have been very well behaved. The dog probably wouldn't bother anybody. They obviously trust the dog, but you don't know who else is going to be there and what other dogs are going to be there. Luke's dogs are very well behaved. They're very good. We went through in and out of these hotels, no barking, no issues, no, don't even have interest in other people. They've been trained very well. But Mickey especially, and Jasper, because Jasper's a puppy, they have a tendency to get distracted sometimes, especially by other dogs. Not really by people, but other dogs. So when we went out, we were like nervous, like you can't have dogs just roaming the hallways because you don't know what's going to happen then. So we took our things up and then we came back down, and before we went out to get the dogs, I went to the desk and I asked him, I said, is there a side door, back door, anything door? Because that's what works best. Go in a side door, go to your room, and that's it. And she says, no, just this one entrance. You can come and go. I said, well, we got 4 dogs, we each have 2 dogs we're bringing in. And I said, here's the problem. I said, you saw that little white dog. I said, our dogs are very well behaved, but I'm concerned if there's a dog not on a leash, if it goes up to them, you know, I don't know what's going to happen then. And she says, oh, we totally understand. That's not a problem. We talked to them and they're going to have their dog on a leash. We just got done talking to them and they know they have to have their dog on a leash. I'm like, okay, that's cool. She's like, yeah, bring the dogs on in. You just go to the elevator, go up to your room, you'll be fine. So, okay. So we go out, we get the dogs, we come back, and they're very well behaved. I have Ransom and Mickey, and I have them tight by me, just walking right beside me. And Luke's got Jasper and Fable. And we go through, and there's a couple people in there, but they weren't distracted. They were just walking next to us. We go to the elevator door opens, and here comes the lady, and she's just holding the dog. No collar, no leash, no nothing, holding the dog. Well, it didn't become a big commotion, but it did definitely, like, Jasper or Mickey like looked, and the dog was like, oh, who are these dogs, you know? And so she kind of had to hold him. And then I walked out. I'm like, oh, the one without a leash. And she just looks at me and walks off. What could have happened? I don't know what could have happened. You know, anything could happen. If you have dogs, you should know that. So if you're in a hotel and take your dogs, there's a lot of other dogs in a lot of these hotels. Put it on a leash, for crying out loud. So anyway, that was stressful. So then the whole night, because we wanted to have a side door in and out, the whole night when we had to take them out before bed, and then the morning when we got up and everything, like, it was really stressful not knowing who might be out there, if other dogs are gonna be out there, whatever. So it was kind of a stressful night, and not being in the same room, neither one of us could like leave, because if we leave, they might bark or cry or whatever, and we don't want to disturb anybody. So we had to stay in our rooms and really couldn't go anywhere or whatever. So last night was super stressful. The next 3 nights we have the same room. We're sharing room, so won't be an issue now. Actually, we're at the hotel now in Fort Nelson, and we just took the dogs on quite a little walk. I don't know, maybe a mile and a half. I don't know. I'd like to think it was 5 miles, but it was good to get out of the van. Today ended up being like 12 hours in the van, longer than we thought, and it ended up being super stressful and super not a fun day. So here's why it was not a fun day. I planned on doing some filming today. I have a couple ideas for things to film, and I thought today'd be a good day to do it. Well, then the morning, Luke didn't get much sleep last night, so he slept a lot, so I was driving. It was a rainy morning, and there wasn't hardly any traffic, so it was Sunday morning. We were out by 7 a.m. on the road, and so I just drove. Luke slept for a while, and I just kept driving, and it was a very peaceful drive. I didn't even have nothing on, no music, no podcast, just driving. And we drove and we drove and we drove about 4 hours, and then we stopped and we let the dogs out and do all that. And I said, well, I can drive for a while longer, so I kept driving, and we're about 6 hours in or so. I'm just guessing here. In the afternoon, when we're gonna switch and Luke's gonna drive, that's when I'm thinking, okay, I'll do a little filming in the van and, you know, see what we can find, whatever. Well, then Luke starts driving, and I got on the app and I looked at the maps to see, I wanted to see how far it was from home, how far away we are from the house in Alaska, so we can kind of see. I knew we were probably over halfway at this point, but I wanted to see. Well, I pulled up the home, and then I pulled up to Alaska, and the to Alaska said it was like 2 days and 8 hours. So I looked at the map, and it had us going a completely different way, all the way around and up the coastline, and it was literally like 24 to 30 more hours than what it should be. And I was like, what the heck? So I looked at Google, and Google Maps had right here where we're at, Fort, wherever we are again, I don't remember, I said it earlier, Fort whatever, had the road closed, the Alaska highway closed for like the next, I don't know, 15, 25, 30 miles because of fire and smoke and stuff. And that's what Google showed. And so then I panicked, and I looked, and there was no alternate route because of the mountains and everything. There's no alternate route. The only other way we could drive would be to backtrack and then go down and up the coastline and add like 22, 25 hours onto our trip, which is another 2 days of driving. So then we're like, oh no. So I kind of panicked, and I didn't tell Luke right away. I had him pull over first. I'm like, we need to talk. So we pull over and we're looking, and he's like, crap, if we were to go that other way, I think there's also a ferry on that, and the ferry rules are you can only have 2 dogs. So then we're like, what are we gonna do? So I called 2 businesses up here. I called our hotel and I called a gas station, and I asked them, I'm like, is the Alaska Highway closed? Because Google Maps says it's closed. And they said, no, it's not closed. It's Highway 77 that goes northwest of town. That road's closed, but the Alaska Highway's not closed. Go back to Google, it's still showing that it's closed. So now we're like panicking, and we're like, what are we gonna do? This could derail absolutely everything, you know, the hotel stays, my flight home, everything, because there's no other option. And it was very frustrating, it was very stressful. So then Luke asked if I could drive while he like looked up some stuff or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And then we start going through some mountains, and it starts pouring. So then we're up and down in the mountains, and it's pouring rain, and so that was not helping the stress level, especially for Luke. Not a big fan of that. It was chaos. Well, it ended up, we called one more business, and they said that the highway wasn't closed either. So we're like, you know what, we're just going. And we got up here. By the time we got up here, it was 4 more hours of driving. By the time we got up here, as you can see behind me, the skies are blue, there's no smoke, everything's fine, the road is open. So even though Google shows it's closed, it's not. So anyway, it was just really stressful. So the dogs were ready to get out. We took them for a walk. So if it would have been closed, like what we literally would have done was we probably would have just stayed here for 2 days till it opened, because it said it was closed until the 6th, and today's the 3rd. So we would have just stayed here. I think that would have been the only option. Instead of driving 2 more days, we just sit it out for 2 more days. So we're here, we get in the hotel, we're good to go, everything should be just fine. However, the hotel person gives Luke a little flashlight and says there's a citywide power outage from 9 to midnight tonight. It's a planned thing, and there's nothing they can do about it. So at 9 o'clock we lose our power for 3 hours. So we're gonna make sure our cell phones are charged, and we'll deal with it. But kind of funny. I told him, I said, well, I hope it's not like the purge and they shut off the power and then everybody can have it out. But with the dogs we have, I'd feel pretty secure. I think they would put up a hell of a fight. So anyway, there are things. We did see a couple black bears today on the side of the highway eating berries. That was kind of fun. We haven't seen any moose yet. But the thing I want to talk about, and I will later in the video, is the road signs here. We've had a good laugh over a lot of road signs. I will explain that later, but I want to wait till we go through, because I'm trying to get pictures of some road signs so I can talk about it later. So tomorrow we do a lot more driving in the mountains. Tomorrow should be a slower drive. It's our last long day, but it should be kind of a long day, but we should have some good footage, something to see. We did see several spots where there was just acres and acres of land with just toothpicks, because there was fires here earlier in the year and just all these burnt trees. It was really sad to see, but I would have liked to get pictures or something, but really didn't have an opportunity. It was raining when we saw the worst ones, so we're driving in the rain and whatever. So it's been a stressful 24 hours, but we're here now in the hotel, 3 days down, we're over halfway. We got 1 more long day of driving and then 2 shorter days of driving, and then we will be to Anchorage. So I will now skip ahead, and I guess we'll see what we found on Monday, tomorrow, which is Labor Day. So here we go. Okay, I'm back. We are on the road. It is, what day is it? Monday. It's Labor Day in the States. I don't think it's Labor Day up here. Is it Labor Day up here? No. So it's just Monday here. The dogs wanted to go out at 4:30 a.m. so we decided to get up and get an early start today, which was a great idea. Actually at home it's like 6:30 a.m. so it was kind of normal anyway, but we decided to hit the road early, and now it is 7 o'clock local time in the morning. There is no traffic out here, and it is absolutely freaking cool and beautiful and very nice out here. We did see, when we first started, it was really foggy, and then we saw a whole herd of buffalo going in front of us. If I can pull that clip, I took a Snapchat of it, which I don't think it turned out very good, but I can put that in here. Heck yeah, check that out. buffalo going across the road we stopped for, and then we saw, what, a couple bears? We saw 2 bears, but we were going too fast. It was too late after we saw them, like, to get a picture of them. But we're hoping to see some more bears. We're hoping to see them far enough away that we can take video, take picture, maybe see some moose. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping to see all the things. So so here's what we're looking at right now. Just, I don't know if you can see it real well back there, but it's really cool. Pictures never do it justice, but we're definitely in the wilderness now with the animals and stuff. And we're gonna be going through a lot of, we're gonna go through the mountains. So we should have a lot of footage. We're gonna stop here and see the mountains behind me, mountains in front of me, and we're gonna let the doggies all out. Let's set the camera up over here. Yes, I hear you. Yes. See, this is crap, isn't it? Oh no, we're not gonna lose nobody. That's not how we roll. Come here. Okay, check out Canada. Pretty cool out here. It is pretty chilly. Like I said, I think 35 degrees. There's Phoebes. Hi, Phoebes. Hi. There's Jasper. Jasper's just struggling on the trip. Jasper is not used to traveling. He's never traveled before. He's just a puppy. How old is Jasper? Just turned 1, and he's not sleeping at night. He's not liking this, but we're well past halfway. We're getting her done now. So there's Ransom. Ransom's a good boy. Mickey has won so far for the best traveler, and Fable is coming in a close second. Right, babes? Right? Right. So anyway, we're gonna let the dogs just kind of walk around a little bit before we get back on the road. We were taking pictures of the dogs. Thought we need to take a selfie while we're here. So I've been telling him to stop, don't stop, stop, don't stop. He's having fun. Good time, isn't it? Alright. Here's this shit in.
You gotta get in the sun.
You get with the shadow knot. We don't know what we're doing. Nope, you're on the light. Go back on the light. Work this way.
No, it's not good. Here.
Oh, we had it.
Just...
Alright.
I hate it. There you go.
You can hate it. That's all you want.
I want to take a picture of the dogs now.
Huh?
I want to take a picture of the dogs. This is going to be one of our stops.
Alright. It's too cool to pass up. We're going to let the dogs out. What's in the market? pull me down here.
Here, let him go.
Huh?
Let him go.
Hit your head on the block. Let me take babe. Come here, babe. Come here, babe. Come here. Yeah.
He doesn't like the water.
I could handle just Mickey. For the record, Mickey doesn't care for the water much, so. No, let's dip it. Really not like the water?
He hates the water.
Huh?
He hates the water.
Don't bring it down.
I mean, he would be fine to come down, but he wouldn't like it. It's really loose. You want to come, Nicky? I didn't realize it was so cold. Come on, let's go.
Go down over here. Walk down over here.
Come on, boys. Nick, up, up.
Yes, it's not as tall if you go down a little ways, if you want to.
Go, baby, go!
All right.
Okay, I actually want to take a picture of the boat.
Okay. All right, that was fun. Back on the road we go. All right, it is, what day is this? Still Monday. We are at Watson Lake. We've passed out of British Columbia, just came into Yukon, and we stopped for gas and to let the dogs out. And this place is super cool, so I thought I better grab the camera, but I don't remember what they call this, but there's like just tons and tons and tons of like street signs and different kinds of signs. Just tons of posts. Here's some license. Okay, sorry about that, battery died there in the middle. Anyway, there's all these posts with all these signs, license plates and signs from all over the place. There's Oklahoma, Arizona, there's a Kentucky, then what's that? Alaska. Let's see. You've got them?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna just take it for a little walk. Arizona, California, Colorado. Let's see what I can find. Did you find Nebraska anywhere?
No.
We could leave one.
No.
Go all through here. There's just tons of stuff. Looking to see if we can find a Nebraska. There's Connecticut, Nevada, Ontario, Illinois. There's Nebraska right there. Geo's Trek. I wonder if that's a geocacher. We used to do a lot of geocaching. I should actually look. There's probably a geocacher, I'm sure. But look at all these posts, all these signs. Pretty cool spot, huh? If you go kind of to the center, this is the visitor center here. And look at how many posts there are. I don't know if you can see, but there's like dirt hill that goes up, and there's a whole nother level. And there's signs all back in there too. All the way in through there. You can see them as far back as you can see. This is the visitor center here. So I suppose people just take off a license plate. I don't know. Like in Nebraska, we're required to have 2 license plates. In most states, Kentucky being one of them, you only have to have 1 license plate on the back. So I suppose some people can take their front plate off or have extra plates and leave them here. There's lots of different stuff, but we did find Arkansas, we found a Nebraska. What's up?
There's a dog.
Oh, okay. We have so I just wanted to show you that there's another dog here which could cause problems, so we're gonna get the dogs, and I'm gonna put down the camera and help out with the dogs, and we'll check in later. We did find a
Keep going with Nikki,
Jasper
though.
sign, so we're trying to get a picture of Jasper under the Jasper sign.
You ready?
Look at that.
Jasper. Hey. Jasper, stay.
He's so stoic. He sits really well, but he's not looking.
Hey. Ready? Jasper? Yes.
There you go.
Ooh, good boy.
And so then we got the picture.
Yeah.
Now we're just kind of
Yeah.
walking. There's the Nebraska
And Arkansas.
and Arkansas. Down there, if you can see that. 24F639 is Nebraska. Pretty cool, man. This place is pretty cool. So driving here, so we're about, I'm guessing, 400 kilometers from where we're staying tonight in, hey, where are we staying tonight? Whitehorse in the Yukon. I think we're probably about 400 to 450 kilometers away. It's there's no signal at all as we're going, so by the time we got here and I could call Donna was a little frantic, but I told her there's no signal. I'll talk to you when we get to where we're going. Yeah, it was really cool. We've seen a lot of wildlife, seen a lot of buffalo, a lot of bears, a lot of caribou. Saw caribou, some deer, and a lot of dogs. But anyway, it's been fun. The journey is kind of cool. A lot of cool scenery. But we're still quite a ways. We got about, I'm guessing, 4 more hours today. And then Tuesday's 8 hours, and Wednesday's, I think, 5.5. So Anyway, we're gonna look around here a little more, walk around the dogs, and then we're going to hit the road again. So see, it goes all the way around up back there. There's looks like an old truck in that little building. It's just crazy, a whole lot of them. Pretty cool. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. It's Tuesday morning. It is 7:20 local time, so back home that's 9:20. We left Whitehorse, Yukon, and today's travel takes us to Tok, Alaska, which is about a 7-hour and 36-minute, I think it was, drive. So we're about a half an hour into that, so we got about 7 hours of driving left, which is fantastic. Pardon the camera shake, the road's kind of wavy. So last night was night number 4. We have one more night, and last night was, for me anyway, a horrible night. That was the lowest rated night on my list. Even lower rated for me than the bougie hotel with the fancy only one entry exit. Hotel was a little disappointing. It was disappointing with the dogs because although it be a pet friendly hotel and there were a lot of people that had dogs there, there was no grass or anything. Like it was by a strip mall and it was just all cement everywhere. So we went yesterday evening to take the dogs to find a little bitty park in the middle of downtown to take them out. Then this morning you're basically walking around a parking lot, found a little grass patch for them to sniff, but not very much. So that was disappointing. And then the walls were pretty thin, so anybody walking around or anything, like, the dogs could hear. And the dogs are very well behaved, but when they hear things, they want to know what it is, of course. So we actually had to turn on the TV. So unfortunately the TV remote didn't work, so we had to go to the TV to turn it on. So last night we picked Cartoon Network. I don't remember what the cartoon was, but we thought let's just leave that on all evening, and so to have some background noise so they're not hearing every single bump and footprint or whatever. That's a big sign coming up.
Caribou.
It's a caribou sign, big white caribou sign. Let's
Watch for
caution, elk next 20 kilometers.
We haven't had elk yet.
We have not had elk yet. We have had lots of other animals. No moose. We did see a sign that said no grizzly bear hunting, so we haven't seen any grizzly bear, of course, but so maybe we'll see an elk while I'm filming. So anyway, we turned on Cartoon Network and we went to bed, and that was fine. We can both sleep with noise, but the TV remote didn't work. So once it was on, and we was gonna leave it on because if I were to get up and change the channel, since the remote didn't work, if you get up with these 4 dogs, then the 4 dogs are all like, oh sweet, we're getting up, we're gonna go outside, and so it's really kind of a hassle to then get them to lay back down and settle back down. So I just left it on. But throughout the night, it was basically, I have no idea what the cartoon was throughout the night. It was a Batman cartoon for a while, but then it was some other cartoon with like kids, and they have these high shrieking voices and yelling all the time, and it was so annoying. I didn't sleep worth a crap. But whatever, it is what it is. We survived it, and now hopefully tonight's will be a better stay. But then after tonight, we're gonna be getting into Alaska. We're gonna be in Alaska tonight, but then we're gonna get to Anchorage tomorrow, so we're really excited about that. What else was there? I thought there was something else about the hotel. Do you remember?
No.
Yeah, it wasn't a very nice hotel. It was kind of crappy, but whatever. We survived it, and the dogs are all intact. And so far, we're on day 5. Day 5, and Luke and I are not like at each other's throats at all, so that's really nice. Although if I keep putting the camera in his face, it might change. What else? Saw the coolest license plate ever a few times on the road, and then this morning we got up, we went through McDonald's, and we were right behind one, so I took a picture. So this is the coolest license plate I've ever seen anyway. And other than that, We get to go across the border today and go back into the good old United States. This drive has been really cool, really great scenery. But with the trip that we have planned and with 4 dogs, it's not like we can pull off a lot and really enjoy the scenery and stuff. Obviously, you saw in the video yesterday, we did have a good time at that lake. That was a nice place to stop. But a lot of it's just driving, and although we appreciate it and we enjoy it, it's not like a vacation. This is a moving trip. So, you know, maybe someday I'll make this trip with Donna, and we could, you know, take our time and really enjoy it. But for now, we're just trying to get to Alaska, get to Anchorage, and get to Kelly, and then make sure to get to my plane on Thursday. So, so anyway, I'll leave you with that for now. And if we see some elk, is that an elk?
That was an elk.
Okay, we just saw an elk. Hopefully, I got it and I can zoom in on it. That was one lone rogue elk. I don't know if we have any more, but where are you pointing? Oh,
There in the trees, there's no.
right along the trees here. Hopefully I was able to zoom in on that and show you. It's hard to see. Yesterday we saw a lot of things right along the side of the road, buffalo, all kinds of things, and so they were easier to see. These are tougher right now, but anyway, if we stop somewhere cool, I'll do some more filming, or I'll update you later. But for now, we're just gonna watch for elk. It is now, what time is it? 9:30. Just another scenery update, just because it's so cool. I have earbuds in, but whatever. Ignore that. But check this out. Yeah, can you see the clouds in front of the mountain? Like, wow. It's freaking cool. That's all. Carry on. It's a little better. I did a little zoom action on the GoPro here. Try to show you a little better. This is cool, huh? Beautiful. This is living or driving through Canada. Yep. We're actually still right here by this mountain with the clouds. We're actually going to go across this lake and then drive like right along the base of the mountains here. So just thought I'd show you that. There's the mountain. This gold here, grass, wheat. I don't know what it is, but that's actually in the water. This is actually a lake, and it's got a lot of trees on the side now, but it's got all this out here is grass of some sort that's actually on the water, and we're gonna end up going straight across here towards that mountain, and then the road we're gonna go back down, then to the right out along the base of that mountain. I don't know. There's some water there. Alright, it is 12:35. Was this Pacific time? Because we changed another hour when we get into Alaska, I guess. So it's 12:35 now, and we are 13 kilometers from the border. So our time in Alaska is coming to an end. Luke, what did you think of Alaska?
Well, we're not in Alaska yet. We're in Canada.
Okay, our time in Canada is coming to an end. Luke, what did you think of Canada?
It was nature-esque.
Nature-esque?
Yeah, it's my new word.
What was your favorite part of it?
The bears.
The bears. What was your least favorite part of it?
Last night's hotel.
Fair enough. My favorite part of it was, it has to be the bears. I mean, the scenery. You go to the Rocky Mountains and stuff, the scenery's cool too. Like, we see stuff like that, but the amount of wildlife we saw that one day was awesome. My least favorite part of it, I don't know, it's just so, we've been in Canada a long time. Like, from the time we were at Minot, that was several days ago.
3 days.
It's been a long drive, so it's not really Canada's fault. But yeah, the hotel last night was bad. But I don't know. It was, some of the roads are really, really wavy and bumpy, like this one we've been on. And it's really hard when you're going 80, 90 kilometers an hour and the road is absolutely like a roller coaster. But yeah, that's about it. Let's go to America and Alaska. Oh, and here is what the edge of, oh, there's a big bump. Oh, see? Yeah, that's the road we're on. Here is what the edge of Canada looks like. If you think the edge of Canada will look any different than the rest of Canada, there you go. Over there you can see mountains way back there, and our road with our bumps. Whoop. So we'll go, yeah, over here. There you go. That's the edge of Canada. We will see you again from America, Alaska. All right, people that apparently the roads in the United States of Alaska is also wavy and bumpy. It is 12:02. We moved back an hour, so like 1:02, but now we gained another hour. 12:02. We're an hour and a half from Talk, where we're staying tonight, and we have made the decision that if we don't fall off the road, we are going to just press on, because even with stopping and letting the dogs out a few more times, we could literally be in Anchorage at Luke's new place by 8 o'clock tonight. So it'd be stupid to sit. If we stopped at Talk, we would literally have to wait like 2 hours, find something to do with the dogs before we could get in our hotel. So we're just going to press on. So we'll see what happens. If there's anything interesting, any interesting developments or sightseeing or something, I will obviously keep filming. But it's gonna be a long day. By the time we get there, it's gonna be one of the longer days of driving, but we've been doing it for 4 days now, so why not add another one? So yeah, if you want to see what United States looks like, there you go.
Somehow worse.
It looks a lot like Canada, only just trees. There are mountains over to the left, but with the trees you can't see it. But anyway, we had no issues at the border coming into Canada and leaving Canada. They didn't want to see our paperwork. They didn't, other than the passport. They asked a few questions and let us go. So no issues, which is always a good thing. So other than that, we're going to keep pressing on. We'll stop at Talk and get some food and I don't know, press on to Anchorage. So we're like, yeah, let's do this, rock on, we can go, we're gonna go get to Anchorage, yeah, woo. And then we go around a couple more bends, and then construction. And not just any construction, like we waited 10-15 minutes, and then we go through and it's a long pilot car, long windy road. They're doing a lot of work. So we finally get through it and we're like, okay, let's go. And we went, what, 3 miles maybe? Maybe 2 miles, and pull up again, and it's construction again. We've been here for, I don't know, 10 more minutes, and now the line of cars is just coming around the bend up there. So yeah, we're still planning on going to Anchorage, but if every 2 miles there's another construction wait, that's gonna be a problem. But they're just killing our vibe. We're high vibes. We just got high vibes.
Now my vibes are low.
And now the vibes are getting lowered.
They're bad vibes.
Dogs crying in the back because they're like, the van ain't moving. Why are we still in the kennels? We know. We know. It's because we hate them. Yeah. Take it personally, dogs.
Sure.
Anyway, hopefully the next time you see us, our vibes will be high again. We're stopping here on the side of the road in Alaska because I really want to show you this. I know it ain't going to come through as clear on film as it is in person, but holy crap, this is so cool. You see that massive mountain back there? It's so tall. And then if you go over to the right, there's another massive mountain. I don't remember what Luke looked it up and said what it is, what the name of it is. I don't remember, but that's freaking cool. But here's us on the side of the road on the way to Anchorage. We're about, I don't remember, 4 hours away. Pretty cool, man. All right, everybody. The journey has ended. We went on to Anchorage. It is now Wednesday morning. This was supposed to be our last travel day, but we decided to keep driving. We did a 14.5-hour day yesterday on Tuesday, and we got here 8:30, quarter to 9. I'm sorry for the wind noise, everybody, but it's a little breezy out here today, but the sun is shining. It's about 50 degrees here in Anchorage, Alaska. I just decided to bring the pups all out for a run in the backyard. Okay, bonus footage, if you're still watching. Here's some bonus footage for you. A couple of things that I forgot to mention. Number one, what did I think of the trip? From the people that have made the trip before that I've talked to, I had a completely different vision of what this was gonna be like. I thought it would be like super desolate, like you go miles and miles not seeing anybody, not getting gas. There are long stretches, but there's plenty of gas stations. There's plenty of people making this journey both directions. There's a lot of campers leaving for the winter, but there's still a lot of people heading up here too. So it wasn't near as desolate and like, I don't know, dangerous as I was kind of warned that it might be. I would say we did all of our driving in the daytime except for a couple early mornings, and I would say I would not want to do this at night. I thought when we first started talking about this, I thought, well, the heck with this, we're going to do it in like 2 to 3 days, and we're just going to drive all day, drive all night, take turns. But a few times there, we would come around a bend and there'd be like a herd of buffalo or some this is going to be the new favorite game, ring around the, oh, they're gone, they didn't come back. The dogs like the yard. They love to run around the yard here. You gonna keep running? So, yeah, they're gonna have a lot of fun here. Anyway, the roads were good. I don't know what I was saying, but the roads were good until about the last hour in Canada. Once you go into the United States, that about 3-hour stretch, an hour in Canada, 2 hours in Alaska. Good grief, the roads are so wavy and they'll make the van bounce. We think poor Fable ended up leaving the floor of her kennel one time. There was like 3 waves in a row, and it was like jumping on a trampoline at the wrong time, you know. It just kind of shot everything up a little bit, but it was kind of rough. But other than that, the drive was not bad. Was not bad at all. However, I did mention something early in the video about signs in Canada. That's the first thing we noticed when we got into Canada. We started driving, we'd see this sign. The first one I saw, it was like a picture of, it was a circle with a line through it, and it had 2 cars side by side, and we're like, well, that was interesting. And then there'd be a circle, a green circle with 2 cars side by side, and we're like, what the heck? Well, it's passing and no passing. So they have the stripes in the road. And what we noticed in Canada, a lot of their signs, they don't have writing on them. They're all pictures and illustrations. So I don't know why. It was kind of fun, but it was kind of like, I don't know. There were so many fun signs that we found. Let's see, there was that, and then there was the one we laughed at probably the most is in the United States. You have a sign that says trucks entering highway, or trucks, like basically here in the United States, all the signs are like, a lot of them are written out. They're not really illustrations, but they at least have words. There, almost all the signs have no words, and so the picture for trucks entering the highway is literally like a line with stripes in the middle, it looks like a wall, and then it has like a picture of a little truck with lines behind it, like it's moving fast, and it looks like it's going to smash into the little wall. And so when we first started seeing that, we're like, what the heck is that? And it took us a little while to figure it out, and they'd have it on the right side and they'd have it on the left side. Then we started seeing there was 2 different kind of trucks. One of them had like the back of the little truck in the picture had like a triangle, like a little house or something, and the other one had like lumps, like a load of dirt or something on it. So I don't know what the difference is between the trucks. And then where you go down a road, a highway in United States, and you'll see a sign that says loose gravel on road, or loose gravel or whatever, just warning you about that. They had signs, and it's like a line up, and it like had the stripes against, that's the road, and then it had another box above it, and it had like dots in it, and I guess that's supposed to mean loose gravel, I think. I don't know. When you come across a rough road, there'd be a diamond shaped sign, and it had like 3 bumps, and that was it. There's no sign, no words or anything. Just we eventually figured out that means rough road. What were some of the other ones? I don't know. I'd probably pop a few up here, other ones that we saw. I took pictures of some. It was fairly entertaining. Like, it was something different that we noticed that we're like, this is kind of funny, you know, because when you first see it, you're not used to that, and so we got a kick out of that. But I wanted to bring that up. So if you ever been to Canada and then you've seen these signs, you know what I'm talking about. At first it kind of catch you off guard a little bit, but you know, whatever. I guess if you don't know how to read, then you can still drive in Canada or something. Crossed the border twice, on the way in and on the way out. Both times we didn't have to do anything but give them our passport and answer a few questions. We were kind of surprised by that. Luke had gotten, he had all his paperwork, had his work transfer paperwork, had all the dogs, all their paperwork, were their vaccinations or shots or whatever, you know, their health paperwork, everything. And he was so ready to give it to one of the border agents so they could inspect all the paperwork. And they asked a few questions, and they're like, all right, have a good trip. And they just let us go. And Luke's like, I got all this paperwork together for nothing. But obviously it wasn't for nothing. But anything else? I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting. We saw some really, really cool things. Hopefully I got a few of them in the video here. And we made a lot of memories. We got along super well. We didn't really have any issues. And when we got here, like I said before, Kelly and Luke were both so excited to see each other. And like, they have all these plans and everything. And the dogs were super excited to see Ocha again. And they're gonna do great. And I can't wait till we get to come back, me and Donna, and see them and see some sights and do all some fun stuff. So, but I'm not driving. I'm over that. I could do the drive again with Donna if we didn't have timeline and hotels. It would be kind of fun to just go randomly and then you get a hotel and you see all the sights. But when we have to get here and we got a schedule to keep, it's really hard. So anyway, the dogs are still playing around, and we got to we're gonna do a covert mission to Costco. Luke works at Costco and he'll start there Monday. So we're gonna go into that Costco and check the store out, see how busy they are, and see what he thinks of it before he goes in, since they won't know who he is. So that'll be fun. But with that, thanks for watching, everybody. We do appreciate everybody that watches our videos, and we will continue making them when we get back to it. Thanks. Bye.